it's a lot of niggas out here saying, don't snitch, don't snitch, don't snitch no matter what.
Stop snitching.
Stop snitching. But then I look at it like, so the little boy that's 15 years old in a local gang that steal his bike, what do he do? What is he supposed to do? Or the woman whose child get molested downstairs by the neighbor, who does she call? You know what I'm saying? Or if somebody shoot TT's cousin and she know who shot her cousin, who does she go to? It's kind of like, until niggas decide that they gonna get up and form a community, a group that's gonna protect the hood, that's gonna police the hood, for niggas just to say, oh, stop snitching, like that shit is easy. It's easy to say that, but it's hard to actually protect a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So until we decide that we gonna do that, how you gonna tell a motherfucker not to go to the police? Now, let me say this though. The police are as bad as the gang. The police are, and for black and brown people, the enemy. You know, I have to acknowledge that.
Always?
No, not always. They're not always an enemy. But in a lot of cases, the justice system in America is stacked against black and brown. I know that. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the hood, G. Like, I know. I'm from Jeffrey Manor, where they still killing each other. Right now, they're killing each other. So, I understand that. I understand that if you do a crime with somebody and they snitch on you and get off, that ain't justice. That's wrong. That's foul. Like, there are cases where snitching is bad. You know what I mean? Like if you do a crime in conjunction with somebody and then you snitch on them and your time gets reduced and then they got to take all the time, like, yo, you bogus. You know what I'm saying? If it's your mama or your cousin or your brother or your uncle, you have to take into account the relationship that it is and make that personal decision. I'm just saying a standard rule of snitching. I don't think people understand where no snitching came from or stop snitching came from. Stop snitching comes from, let me explain it for y'all, motherfuckers. It comes from things like COINTELPRO when the FBI was setting up Black Panthers. It comes from things like when Stanley Tookie Williams went to prison and went to death row for life because they had people in jail fabricating stories of him trying to forge breakouts and stuff like that. Stop snitching comes from police paying agent provocateurs, snitches, agents, you know, to set up revolutionaries.
So do you feel that?
But the way we did snitching, it's just a broad thing. Yeah. Don't snitch.
So do you feel that snitching, that the stop snitching should only be applied if you get caught too when you're trying to lower your sentence?
If you get caught too while you're trying to lower your sentence,
I feel that's definitely a stop snitching.
That's a stop snitching moment. Yeah. That's when stop snitching is applied. I just think people got it wrong though. Everybody they apply stop snitching to everything.
It's a catchphrase now.
It's a catchphrase.
White kids from the suburbs, stop snitching.
When I see a white kid from the suburbs be like, man, stop snitching, I'm like, nigga, you don't know, nigga. You don't know what Fred Hampton went through when they was paying FBI agents to pretend like they was his girlfriend or his friend, and then they set him up, and the mayor was involved and all that shit. That's snitching. Snitching ain't when a nigga selling dope in front of my house and I call the police like, man, get this nigga from in front of my house before I kill him. That ain't snitching, man. Fuck that nigga. He peddling dope to my motherfucking kids walking home from school and my nephews and nieces walking home from school. Fuck you, nigga. I recently had a call. One of my fans called me up and was like, man, I don't know. He was like, I don't know about what you saying about this, your ideas about it, Rhymefest, because I grew up in North Carolina, and in North Carolina the police was the enemy, period. You handle it. You never turn nobody into the police. And I asked him a question. I said, but y'all handled it, right? He's like, yeah, we handled it. I said, who handling it in the hood right now? Where are the church leaders and the gang bankers getting together like, all right, we're going to protect this neighborhood, and anybody violate this community, they getting fucked up. If they not, then what's your option? Now, I will say this, too. Do you think Malcolm Little became Malcolm X because he had an encounter with the enemy. Because he had to go to prison, and in prison, the shit clicked. Like, wait, these are my motherfucking enemies. And he woke up and became who he was. The leader and co-founder of the Crips, where he had Stan Tookie Williams, where he had changed his life around had he not had that encounter with the enemy. You know, it's a lot of people that need to have an encounter with the enemy so you know who he is. And sometimes shorties is wilding out on the street because they don't know who their enemy is. So they fighting each other. They tearing down their own community because of self-hate, because of not knowing who's really against them. So sometimes, motherfucker, some of y'all need the police. Some of y'all need the police to enter your life and call you a nigga. And put a gun in your motherfucking head and put a gun in your mouth before you know that Rhymefest ain't your enemy, or that the dude that own the corner store ain't your enemy. The enemy is the one with that gun in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know that. The enemy is the one that bought the coke over on the plane. That's the enemy.